Call of Duty is one of the biggest gaming franchises and has been around for almost 20 years now. Every year, the drop of the new Call of Duty game makes huge waves in the gaming landscape. And although the franchise has had its ups and downs, year after year it is still one of the most popular games out there. So today, we're going to take a look back at the game that started it all, way back in 2003. And we're going to see if it's still possible to play online. Alright, so this is the original Call of Duty. Before we jump into a game, I'm just going to show you one quick setting that you need to change before being able to join most lobbies. And so that is you hit multiplayer options and you just change this allow downloading from no to yes. Once you do that, you just hit join a game and you can see all the servers. And the reason that you had to change that to allow downloading is that most of these servers play with mods, basically every single one that has players on it. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of players playing anyways. But if you don't have that allow downloading on, when you try to join a server, it will just tell you that you don't have all the files and it'll just kick you out. But when you do have allow downloading on and you click to join, it'll just go ahead and join. And then if there's any files that you need to download, it'll go ahead and automatically download them for you. So like I was mentioning, pretty much every single server that still has players on it uses mods. So you can't really get the true vanilla experience unless you get some of your friends to come and play with you. And that's alright because the modded experience still works and it's still pretty close to the original Call of Duty, at least from what I can tell. I would be lying to you if I told you I played a ton of the original Call of Duty, or I'd be lying to you if I told you I played any of it online. One thing you'll notice if you've played the original Call of Duty's campaign, and it's been a hot minute since I did that, but a lot of the levels that you play in multiplayer are pulled out of the campaign. I don't want to say all of them are because I'm not 100% sure, but most of them are straight from the single player, just like some of the later Call of Duties like Call of Duty 4. Another big change obviously is that the original Call of Duty plays completely different than the Call of Duties we're used to now. In this, there's no loadouts, there's no perks, there's no kill streaks. You just spawn in, you pick the weapon you want to spawn with, and you just run around and kill people. It's just a straightforward FPS, and you can really see that the game has totally morphed into something different nowadays. So if you've been looking for a more back to basics game, obviously this could be something you would look into. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you should go play the original Call of Duty because, like I was showing you, there really isn't a lot of people playing. But if you already own it on Steam or you're buying it to play the single player, then it doesn't hurt to jump in and play a few matches. It can be kind of fun to get in and just shoot some people and have some mindless fun. The original Call of Duty does actually have lean, which is a weird feature to see in the older Call of Duties. I think most of the Call of Duties actually, especially like the older campaigns, have had lean, and oh my lord, I'm bad. So right now we're just in a regular old deathmatch game. There's also other game modes that you would recognize if you've played any of the modern Call of Duties like Headquarters, Search and Destroy, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you get the gist of it. You just run around and you shoot people, and it's honestly a pretty decent time. Personally, I haven't been a huge fan of the recent Call of Duty, and I'm not going to tell you to go back and play this over the recent one. Like, that would be absolutely crazy. But it is definitely interesting just to see the evolution of the series. I may actually make this into a full-blown series and go through the multiplayer from each of the Call of Duties. So if that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments, and we'll slowly make our way through them. You don't usually hear a ton of people talking about the original Call of Duty these days. Usually if people reference the older Call of Duties in terms of multiplayer, you hear a lot of Call of Duty 4, some Call of Duty 2, and then after that you get into what I would consider modern Call of Duty, but for younger people you probably just think they're old, like the original Black Ops or Modern Warfare 2, games like that, whereas like I was saying, no one really mentions the original Call of Duty when it comes to the older Call of Duty multiplayers. It's pretty bare bones for what it is. At the end of the day, it was just a multiplayer mode added on to a World War II shooter that was mostly shipped for its campaign. But it is crazy to see that even today in 2020, there's still people playing this game when it came out in 2003. One of the main reasons this game is still somewhat kicking today is the fact that it isn't based off matchmaking like all the newer Call of Duties. It's your old school community servers. So pretty much anyone can host a server, and as long as you get a handful of people, you can get a game going and everyone can have a good time, and you don't have to worry about dedicated servers being shut down or not having enough players to find matches or anything like that. I can't believe I killed that guy. You will notice in the video I have stretched the footage so that it is 16:9. When you play this, by default, it's just 4:3 resolutions. There's no widescreen. I'm not going to tell you with 100% certainty that there's no way to play in a 16:9 resolution when you play online, but I think you would definitely have to edit some files to be able to do that. It's not an option by default. I can't believe I killed that guy. So some of the things that I'm pretty sure are added on in this mod are things like sprint. This is not in the original Call of Duty. There's the health bar in the bottom right. I'm pretty sure that's an added feature from the mod. The hit markers are definitely an added feature from the mod. So there are definitely things that change the gameplay up a little bit in this mod, but if you ask me, I think they enhance the experience. I don't think they hold it back at all, but a true Call of Duty purist might tell you otherwise. You'll also notice you don't really have a radar like you do in all the newer Call of Duties. You don't have something that pops up every time someone shoots on the map to tell you exactly where they are. Instead, you just have a little compass that tells you what direction you're running, which is a totally different way to do a mini-map type thing. I mean, basically, it's not a mini-map, it's just a compass that gives you some form of direction. We're not actually doing as atrocious as I thought we might be doing, playing against people who probably have been playing Call of Duty since it came out. I don't really know who the exact player base is for a game like this these days. I imagine it has to be people that were around when it came out, but I really don't know. So if you still play the original Call of Duty online, or you play any other older games, I'd love to hear like how you got into that game or how you're still into it these days. Is it a game that you were into back in the day and you just play it because you just loved it so much, or is it a game you got turned on to later on in life and you just fell in love with it? And we're just gonna ignore the fact that I completely whiffed that previous guy. Clearly it was because I was talking. That's the excuse we're gonna go with. Alright, we're gonna swap over to the sniper, which I am terrible with, so don't judge me. The sniper scope is so weird. What is this? Why is it just floating? That's super weird. I don't think I'll be able to get used to that. There's just a head on the ground, no biggie. Just there's a body, there's a head. Looking at it with my floating scope, and we're dead. Ooh, quick scoped. I can't. This scope is too much. It's too fucking much. We were able to kill Indiana Jones though, and that is what's important. No treasure for him. For me, it's just always interesting to kind of see the evolution of a franchise. And it's not necessarily good or bad. I mean, games change over time. But it's just kind of interesting to see the journey they've taken. Alright, so the server swapped over to a capture the flag game here, so we'll play this one for a little bit and then we'll wrap up the video. For some reason, everyone is just spectating. There's only one person on the enemy team, so I don't think we're going to run into him a ton, but we'll give it a shot. That's my teammate. Sorry. See if we can get oh shit, we found him. We got him. Look at that, guys. Grab the flag. We'll take it back to base. If you played a lot of the original Call of Duty, or even a little bit, or you still play to this day, let me know if there's any cool tricks to the game, if there's any super strong weapons I should be using, or if there's any cool little mechanic type tricks that I can do. Anything that you think would be helpful for me or other people that might read it in the comments. Oh, no, we were so close to scoring the flag. It's weird how you can't ADS while you're jumping. Totally different than a modern Call of Duty game. See how it waits until you land to ADS? Totally weird. Yeah, I'm not sure why nobody in the server is spawning in besides Indiana Jones and Mr. Greek Fighter. Maybe they don't like capture the flag. There's my teammate. He has their... Look at him run. That looks hilarious. Animations were not the strong suit of games from the early 2000s, that's for sure. Oh, there he is. Where'd he go? That's my teammate. Wrong person. Oh, he's probably scoring now. Oh, my teammate got him. Nice. Alright, we'll see if we can cap this flag here, guys, and then we'll wrap it up. Ooh, spawned right on him. I feel like jumping is actually slowing me down. I'm also pretty lost. This was probably the least effective flag path anyone has ever taken in this map. Oh yeah, we did it though, guys. We did it. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Also, if you have any older multiplayer games that you'd like to see featured in a video like this, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. You can also catch me live at twitch.tv/Arrrash with 3 R's, or you can follow me on Twitter at Arrrash with 4 R's. And I'll see you guys next time.